Good morning, Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays. I'm Tony, and this is Teaching a Lion to Sing, coming straight to you from the Lion's Den. Joining me today, my little Charlie Brown Christmas tree. This time of the year is arguably the happiest time of the year. Many of us are celebrating the birth of baby Jesus, while others are enjoying the holiday traditions of gift giving or just being with family. This time of the year can also be the most stressful time of the year, unable to spend time with loved ones. This can be due to death in the family or just being alienated from the ones we love. This is especially true for the elderly. It's also a bittersweet reminder that I can no longer be and enjoy the company of the number one elder in my life, my mom, who passed away years ago. I've done a lot of healing since that day, but it doesn't get any easier. My mom was my security blanket. She was everything to me. It was years ago, but I can relive it like it was yesterday. My mom was great at hiding pain. By the time you knew something was wrong with her, she was really hurting. By the time I knew something was wrong with her, she was already at stage 3 with cancer. I would go to visit her at home as often as I could. I would sit with her and listen to her lie about how well she was doing. I knew better, but I had to be strong for her. It's not easy watching a mother pass slowly before your eyes. I could see her light complexion get darker with each passing week, and her extremities began to swell. All I could do was smile for her and help make her comfortable. She went from crutches to a walker to a wheelchair to bed. Every week, her conversation became weaker and her tone became softer to none at all. I can remember telling my children, go see grandma. They knew what I meant. They could sense the urgency in my voice. One afternoon, I got a phone call from my son. Everyone that knew me understands that I don't like to talk on the phone. I prefer text messages. So for him to be calling me, I knew I needed to answer that phone. I reluctantly answered. All he said was, she's gone. His grandmother passed on the very day he went to see her. He was her baby. She loved him more than anything in this world. I honestly think she held on just to say goodbye to him. I replied to him, I'm on my way. The drive from my house to hers usually takes about 20 minutes. That drive seemed to take forever. Everything was in slow motion. There was no part of me that wanted to make that drive. I did, but I don't remember the trip. As I walked into the house, my father was sitting in the den area by himself, alone. My son was standing at the entrance to the hallway leading to her bedroom. This was my very first time seeing my son, my grown son, crying. His eyes were swollen and bloodshot. I touched him on his shoulder and continued to her bedroom. I stood at her bedside, looking at an earthly body that was not her. It was not my mom. It couldn't be. I reached down. I held the most beautiful hand on earth, and I didn't say a word. There were no tears. After several minutes, I could hear the voices of family members as they arrived. I didn't want to talk to anyone, and I didn't want to hear their condolences. This was not a good time for me. I retreated to a bedroom that was next to my mom's room. I grabbed a chair, I turned off the lights, and I sat still, watching different family members as they came and went. Then it hit me. I lost it. I cried like a baby. Seeing her lying in bed did nothing to me. Bringing back memories sitting alone in that dark room did. I cried. It was at that moment that the elements of a poem I wrote about my mom came to light. I'd like to read it to you. The title of that poem is Freedom. Freedom. As a child, you gave me no freedom. You guarded my every move. I couldn't and I didn't understand. I thought you were the meanest person on earth, yet I always wanted to be near you. Your words could make me tremble, but I never wanted you to leave me alone. As I grew older, you allowed me the freedom to walk a mile. Just don't run, son. You gave me the freedom to laugh, to learn, and cry, as long as my heart stayed grounded, son. Then things changed. I could see it in your eyes, Mama. I heard your words, but your eyes told a different story. A story this grown man couldn't understand. You said you were okay, and I believed you. You would never lie to me, Mama. Now the truth has come out, well, as much as you cared to share, and I feel like a child again. My heart ripped from my chest, a grown man broken. It's going to be okay, Mama. As I write these words, I cry, remembering how stubborn you were. Those last few days of watching your body do what your spirit wouldn't, give up. I knew you were suffering, Mama. I knew you were scared. I knew. You would have never seen me cry like I'm crying like right now, Mama. Grown men aren't supposed to cry. Now I realize that freedom I foolishly wanted from you, you could not give. It's always been your nature to hold on. It was your last day, your final resting place when I realized what freedom really was. Sitting in that back room as you lay in rest, I was alone in my thoughts. Freedom was given. God intervened and freed us both. He freed you from your physical pain and freed me from the emotional. Some people cried. Most were silent. I smiled, Mama. I'm free. I hope you've enjoyed this poem. It was my favorite. Besides advocating for the victims of domestic violence and elder abuse, I'm also an author. One of my publications is a book that's soon to be a screenplay. The title, 4801. This is the story of a lovely senior that's forced to live with the very people that should be protecting her, not hurting her. 4801 was dedicated to my mom. It was my first publication, and I dedicated that to her. On the cover of 4801, I placed a photo of my mom's hand, complete with her wedding ring. She passed no more than a week after I took that photo. She will always be a part of everything that I do. 4801 is available on most publication platforms like Barnes& Noble and Amazon Books. I want to thank you for allowing me to share this moment with you. It's a difficult time for me. But as I remember Mom, I can put a smile on my face. This is the time of year to remember the loved ones in your life. If they're still with you, spend time with them. Share moments with them. No one is promised tomorrow. We're not all going to live forever. This is Tony from Teaching a Line to Sing. Thank you.